Good morning, here is your maths for today. We're going to go through it on the board quickly. We're not doing the answers. When we've done that, you've got the Dojo version of this. You can do the answers. When you've got the answers, if you take a photo of it, send it back in. I will have a look at what you've done and then probably say, that's great, well done, or maybe something like, you need to do that one again. Anyway, we'll go through bit by bit. You can either watch the whole YouTube video and then do the maths, or you can watch bits of the YouTube video, pause it, and do the maths as you go along. Your choice. So, first up, we've got one bag holding 9 things. Then we've got 27, 34, and 107. We're not going to do the answers for you, but Noah is going to help you out with what to do. So, Mr. Thulis, what are we going to do here?
Times them.
Times it, pretty easy, right? So we're going to do 27 times 9. Whoops. Yeah, pop the answer down. Easy. That one and that one, also easy. Pretty straightforward. Let's get Mr. Burgoyne in. Burgoyne, we're going to do the time 28 minutes after 3:25. What are you going to do?
So you get 3:25 and add 28 minutes onto 25.
Okay, well that one's fairly straightforward. The next one might be more difficult. If you're going to add 34 minutes onto 4:55, you're going past 5. Think about what to do with your time. AM and PM in the answer would also be very nice. On we go. This one, I'm going to drop a number in now. If you want to have a few goes, use your own numbers, you can do. Izzy, a square's got one side, that's all we know. Give me a number. 4.
No, wait.
The lower the number, the easier this will be. 4 is going to be excessively simple. There's no point shouting 1 as fabulous. 1? You mad? Right, the square's got one side of 4 centimetres. Izzy, I need to calculate the A and the P. What is the A? What does it stand for?
Area.
The area. Okay, so we're going to find out the area, and the P is going to stand for...
Forgot it. Oh!
Come on, genius, you're being filmed.
Pair.
Pair,
No, wait. Pair.
per,
Pair.
per. Should we get Lucia in? Yeah, Lucia. Thank you. We'll try the perimeter as well. If you know what to do with this, great. If you don't know what to do, luckily Lucia does. Lucia, I need to find area of a 4 centimetre square. So we're saying one side's 4, yeah? Well, if one side is 4, what are all the other ones? Also all 4. Well, the perimeter's pretty straightforward. How would I find the perimeter, Lucia? How would I find the perimeter? Add them all together. Perimeter's just going around the outside, so we've got 4, 4, 4 and 4. You can add them all together, or you can do 2 of them and double it. Your choice. Okay, so our perimeter would be straightforward. Noah, to work out the area on this square, what are we going to do?
Do we do something like add them together in times?
Add them together in times. We do not add them together in times. Mr. Dennis, what would you do?
I would do 4 times 4.
You would do 4 times 4. We'll talk more about area in a moment when we get onto the main maths for today, but if you do 4 times 4, you take this side and this side, we're going to get 16 centimetres. And you need to put a little square on, which we'll explain in a minute. So have a go at some of those. You can put your own number in if you don't want to do 4, because we've just done that one. Similar, we've got a rectangle of one side, a rectangle of one side. Drop a number here, drop a number here. I'll draw you a rectangle. Coop, give me a number that goes there. Anything will do.
8.
8, so we'll call that 8 centimetres. Well, this one's going to have to be shorter, Coop. 4 centimetres. And same thing, we've got area and perimeter to calculate. Feel free to change these numbers and put more challenging ones in. Mr. Dennis, how am I going to find the area?
Times 8 and 4 together.
8 times 4 will get me our answer here. Perimeter, well, Noah, if this is 8, what must this one be?
8,
8. And if this is 4, what must this one be?
4.
Which gives us 4, 8, 4 and 8. So how would we find total perimeter?
Yeah, like times them.
No,
Oh.
you said that last time.
Oh.
Do not times for the perimeter unless you're taking a shortcut. Mr. Burgoyne,
Oh, you add all of them together.
add them all together, find me the total, which will get you a perimeter. If you're confused about area and perimeter, we're going to talk about it again in the other video. Slightly different. If we've got a cube, let's draw a really, really bad 3D cube. We've got one length of 6 metres, so there's a 6 here. It's a cube. Lily May, if this is 6 on a cube, what must this be?
6.
6. Okay, so I'm going to need my width, my breadth or depth if you like, and I'm also going to need this measurement here. Mia, if it's a cube and it's 6 and 6, what will that one be?
6.
6. It's all got to be the same. So I've got a length, a breadth, and a height. Charlie, how do you reckon we find the V? In fact, Charlie, what do you reckon V stands for?
Volume.
Volume. Nice job. All right, Charlie, we got 6, 6, and 6. How are we going to find volume?
You times the length by the height.
Right, so we're going to do 6 times 6. You've only used 2 of the 6s.
Times 6.
Times 6. Times them all together. So you got your breadth, your depth or your width, your height, times it all together. We got 6 times 6 times 6. You can work that at home. When you've got your answer, we're working in meters here. It should be in meters. Hang on a second, let's see how clever Izzy's feeling. Izzy, if we're doing area, we work in meters or centimeters squared. If we're doing volume, and we've got 3 measurements to play with, it should be meters or centimeters.
Wait, cube?
Cubed, which is, what number for cubed?
3.
Little 3. Alright, so you get your answer here in meters cubed. Have a go at that, change the numbers if you want. Slightly tricky one. Okay, we've got a cuboid. Cuboid, like a 3D rectangle. So we're going to have a width, we're going to have a depth or a breadth, and we're going to have a height. Well, it kind of gives us the measurements. So our length or our width or whatever is going to be 7, our breadth is going to be 8, our height is going to be 3. Theo, how would I find the volume?
Don't you?
Oh, Theo's taking way too long. YouTube hasn't got that kind of time to play with. How would I find the volume? Times them all together. So we've got 7 times 8 times 3. Lucia, when I get an answer, it's going to be in centimetres this time with what here? Little 3. Okay. At home, have a go at changing those numbers maybe if you want to do a few tricky ones. Slightly different. Mr. Burgoyne, let's see how clever you are feeling today. It's given me the total. All right, the total volume of this cuboid is 40 centimetres cubed. Last time we're going the other way. We had the measurements, we had to find the volume. This time we're reversing it. We've got a total volume, we've got to find the measurements. So these 3 numbers have to get us to 40. Yeah? Think about which operation you have to use though. Give me one possible length.
It could be 8.
Could be 8. Okay, could be 8. Alright, let's work in centimetres because it does say centimetres here. Noah, the first one is easy. This one you could get wrong. Alright, we've got to get to this. What could our breadth be?
Maybe 2.
2. Okay, now you're making it tricky. Because next I need to get Theo back in. Theo, we are trying to get to 40. What are we going to do with the 8 and the 2? Times them. So this is going to be tricky now. If we do 8 times 2, obviously we're going to get to 16. How on earth am I going to get from 16 to 40 by multiplying? It's not easy, is it? We can do it, but it's going to involve really tricky work. So let's roll it back a little bit, make it easier. Theo, instead of having 2 centimetres in there, is there an easier breadth we can put in, thinking that we're going to try to get us to 40?
You could do 1.
I could put 1 in. Alright, put 1 in. Alright, well at the moment I've got 8 times 1, which is only getting me to 8. Somehow I've got to times that by something to get to 40. I think Theo's done us a good job there. What? 5. Well, let's try it. So if I do 8 times 1, I get 8. If I times it by 5, I get 40. So my length could be 8, my breadth could be 1, my height could be 5. Yeah? Easiest way to do it? I'll let you have a think about that at home. That's only one way to get to 40. If you change the cuboid number, you'll have to come up with a different length, breadth and height. Easy, right? Okay, slightly tricky one. slightly tricky here. Our triangle has got an area of 40. Well, I'll draw us a nice easy triangle. Doesn't really matter what it looks like, as long as the area is 40. That means the inside of the triangle is worth 40 centimetres squared. Well, I need a length and a breadth. Now this looks simple. So I'm going to need a length measurement. I'm going to need a breadth measurement. We just got to get to 40, right? Got to get to 40. What am I going to do with my length and my breadth? Which operation am I going to drop in the middle? Times. Well, I've got to do length times breadth, and I've got to get to 40. This should be dead simple, shouldn't it? Unless, of course, somebody makes a blunder. Mr. Dennis, give me one of the measurements, please. 20. Okay. So if we have a length of 20, we've got to get to 40. This should be very simple. Go. 2. Right, it seems really easy, doesn't it? Because if I do 20 times 2, I'm going to get to 40. Yeah? Correct? Sadly not correct. No, not correct. Boom. Relax. Hang on a second. Look at the shape of the triangle. We've got to get to 40. 2 times... it seems to work though. It seems to work. Can anyone see a problem? No, what's the problem?
How come 20 so big and 2 so
It doesn't really matter. I could have drawn the triangle like this. Okay, so we could have had 2 and 20. It is a triangle. That's not a problem.
No.
Charlie?
It's because it's diagonal, so it'll be half.
It's going to be half, isn't it? Sorry, you can tell us what it should be in a moment. If I do 2 times 20, I'm finding out the area of the whole thing, okay, which would be 40. I've only got half of that though. So the actual area of my triangle, if I do 2 times 20, it's only half of it. Lily May, what's half of 40?
20.
This is only giving me a triangle of 20. It's too small. Doesn't work. So let's roll it back to where we came in. Alright, we try and get an area of our triangle to 40. We'll draw another triangle. We know it's got a times to 40 centimetres squared. Charlie, give me the bottom measurement, please. Make it simple.
The whole rectangle will be 80.
Yeah.
So half of that.
Okay, just give me a measurement for the bottom.
2.
That's going to look really weird. Okay. 10. Alright, so we'll have 10 at the bottom. Think about what this has to times to get you to, because we're going to half it to get 40. So, what should be at the side? 8. If we've got 8 centimetres times 10 centimetres, it's going to get us 8 times 10, which is 80, but that's for all of this. Charlie, what have we got to do with our 80?
Half it.
Half it. So we divide it by 2, which will get us 40. When you're doing the triangle one, you have to get double the area, because you're going to half it. Make sense? Hope so. That one you should be able to do. That one you should be able to do. You can either drop a times in or you can drop an of in. It doesn't matter which way. These you should be okay with. That hopefully you should be okay with. That one, tricky one. You can do a tricky one. And that was it. So your quick maths today, there's some new stuff in there, there's some old stuff in there. Have a little go, send me a photo. Enjoy doing that. You've got another YouTube video coming very soon. See you later. Bye.
Bye.